days the sky's gonna break and everything will escape. And I know one of these days the sky's gonna break and everything will escape. And I know.
So you understand my mood. Understand there are some very dark things happening. And I've got this lonely feeling like I'm the only one who knows, the only one who can do anything about it. Now everybody's got a ghost story, UFO or a Bigfoot story. Now what I think stuff is both real and not real at the same time. I'm not a Star Trek fan. I don't know very much about other dimensions and all that. I believe in hell. I believe that it's more than just murderers and rapists down there. I believe in demons and vile shit, the grease trap of the universe. And the more I think about it, the more I think that it's not just some place down there. Oh no, that it's right here with us. We just can't perceive it. It's out there, in the air, even if you don't tune into it.
The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
People read The Wizard of Oz, written in 1900, as a children's fantasy, but other people think it's a story about gold. A country kid from the Midwest loses her house, teams up with a farmer and an industrial worker, and battles wicked forces from the west to the east. The only way to save herself is to follow the yellow...
Is now the time for Trump to invoke the Insurrection Act and stop the lawless, treasonous left? I mean, let's get real. The left has become so lawless and so out of control that in the age of Trump, they have been openly rejecting the election results and continuing to wreak havoc throughout society in protest. That some are now calling on the president to invoke the Insurrection Act and clean house once and for all. Here at the Patriot Hour about a year ago, we covered this extensively. And if necessary to thwart subversion and treason, the President of the United States is legally allowed to invoke Article 3, Section 3 of the U.S. Constitution, procuring a suitable recourse for prosecuting treasonous acts against the Republic. However, if this is seen as being too harsh or even counterproductive to achieving the desired results, the president can instead choose to invoke the Insurrection Act, which would enable him to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion.
I don't think that was how love was supposed to be. Day in and day out, not sure if you notice me. Nowadays, I don't let nobody close to me.
New Year's Eve, folks. Entering into 2019. What a time. Time to be alive, following along. Again, if you're new, it brings it up anyway, the little areas that we need to hear, but I will show you. That link takes you to the Chapter 9 Intelligence, Law, and Policy Considerations During Domestic Support Operations. Key references, this comes out of the 50 U.S.C. United States Code 1801, Foreign Intelligence Surveillance, Executive Order 12333, U.S. Intelligence Activities, the DoD Directive 5240.1, DoD Intelligence Activities, and the DoD 5240.1-R, Procedures Governing the Activities of the DoD Intelligence Components that affect a U.S. person. Now, typically, the military is not allowed to collect on just regular civilians, but if you have ties, there's many ways that works, and we'll get into that. But bigly, if you're here in the U.S. operating and you're working with a foreign group, government, person, you can be hemmed up into this little clause. All right. Okay, here we go. We're going to read this. Make this a little bigger for you. First, a few old Q drops to refresh our memories. Okay, again, now I know not everybody's into Q, but just follow along here. Military intelligence versus FBI, CIA, NSA. All right, Q is asking us, this is exactly how he put it. What is the difference between the military intel and the FBI, CIA, and NSA? No approval or congressional oversight. Under what article can the president impose MI, military intelligence, takeover of investigations for the three letters? I would say, typically, I would hate to say this, but invoking the Insurrection Act might just be the only remedy for a time such as this, when the mainstream media continues to lie pretty much about everything. They are dividing the nation and sending it on a trajectory towards mass unrest and potential civil war. If Trump, without showing full disclosure in the manner that he's doing it, in the slow roll that we all cannot stand anymore, he risks the fact of when he starts mass arrest, that the lying leftist media will call him a military dictator at that point. They possibly will even tell people to take to the streets and start to civil unrest, riot, fight back. Look what he's doing. We just don't know at this point. We're seeing CNN be exposed now with an agenda. They don't really have any say so of their own desire. It's pretty much ran and scripted. We can see examples of the violence at the latest Trump rally in Minneapolis, where the leftist rioters stormed the streets and begin to attack Trump supporters as they waited in the area to enter the arena. The corporate-run media has become a CIA propaganda front that ignores reality while fabricating fake stories to destroy America. We've been seeing this. The tech giants despise free speech for conservatives while demanding equality for transgenders, and other left-wing governors and mayors are openly advocating Antifa-style lawlessness and violence all throughout America. And as long as that violence is directed at the conservatives and Trump supporters, they are all for it. What do you think President Trump should do to stop all of this madness? I would like to see all your comments down below. Please chime in, and what do you think? And folks, clearly something like a classical lustration needs to be undertaken. A purification of the fields, or in this case, a cleansing of the noisome bog, which is a current American politics. It is the party of impeachment that needs to be impeached. Those who advocate or practice insurgent violence or call for the assassination of the president, who must be arrested. These are the people. An activist judiciary that exceeds its mandate and only seeks to frustrate the executive actions that should be selectively disbenched. And let's not forget a seditious media that needs to be held accountable for its violation of the SBJ Code of Ethics. I'm Michael, this is a Patriot Hour. It's my pleasure to be back after a 7-day ban from a video covering WTC 7. It's interesting. They considered it hate speech. Unbelievable. I'm a veteran and I was there the day after for 2 weeks. The video I did was talking about a college that is reopening the investigation and taking new evidence in. We know in Building 7 nobody passed away. The building fell later that evening. No airplane hit it. But we'll leave it at that. Again, I'm Michael. This is the Patriot Hour. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you here back on the next video. Have a great evening.
Yes, everything's going to be declassified, and more, much more than what you just mentioned. It'll all be declassified, and I'm glad I waited, because I thought that maybe they would obstruct if I did it early, and I think I was right. So I'm glad I waited, and now the Attorney General can take a look, a very strong look at whatever it is, but it will be...
Everything's gonna escape, and I'll know.
One of these days the sky's gonna break and everything will escape. And I'll know.
And I'll know. Cause you and I, we was made for this. We was made to never fall. We was made to never fall. Never fall. Never. Ever. Never fall. Never. Ever. Never fall, never, ever.